I'm just deciding where to hang this picture of my great Uncle Maker. He was really great, you know. Now, do you think we look similar? Do you? No? Oh, I wonder where I get my good looks from then. All right, I was only joking. Now, where are we going to hang this painting? Oh no! I've ruined the picture! Oh dear. Oh, I tell you what though, it gives me a great idea. Let's try something!
Try making a brilliant picture that bursts through the paper.
Let's make it! We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some coloured paper and some white card. A black pen and some paint. A pencil, a ruler and some modelling clay. A glue stick, some sticky stars and some scissors. Now, to make a brilliant burst-through picture like this one here, you need to get yourself a piece of coloured paper, like this red piece. Very nice. Now get a ball of modelling clay and push it gently into the middle. Now turn the paper over and with a sharp pencil, push all the way through the paper into the clay. Now this is a little bit tricky, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. There we go. Now if we take out the pencil and remove the clay, we're left with a hole in our paper. Now push your finger all the way through like this to make the hole a little bit bigger. There we go. Take my finger out. And now we can tear pieces back from the paper like this. Now this makes a big hole in the paper. Hello. Now do the same again on a different coloured piece of paper that's the same size. Then bring in another piece of paper. This black piece will look really good.
Make sure it's the same size as the other pieces of coloured paper and stick the yellow paper on top.
Now gently push the torn pieces inwards like this. There we go. And then we're going to glue the red piece on top. Lovely. Now we're going to draw a rocket. And we do that by drawing a large rectangle shape with a triangle on the top, a triangle either side, some circles on the big rectangle for windows, and of course, a cloud of smoke at the bottom. Let's get drawing. Once you've drawn your rocket, you can paint it any colour you like. Then cut it out, but be careful, scissors are sharp. Oh yes. Now bend the rocket upwards along this edge here. Now you can use your ruler to help you with this. There we are. Put it on there and then gently bend it upwards. There we go. Now we can glue our rocket inside the ripped hole. Here we are. Let's stick it in. And now, as a finishing touch, we can add some silver sticky stars. Great! Look, it's a rocket bursting through space. Doesn't it look great? And there are lots of other ideas you could try too.
How about trying a dolphin splashing out of the sea? Or a superhero flying right out of your picture?
And look, I've mended my picture. It's as good as new. Oi, careful! Oh, that was close. For a minute there, I thought that football was going to hit my picture. Oh. Now, take a look at this.
What a brilliant picture, made by drawing in paint on shiny paper. It's very easy to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some card, shiny silver paper, a pencil with a rubber at the end, glue, paint and a paintbrush. First, stick a piece of shiny paper to some card. Then cover the shiny paper in dark-coloured paint. Now draw in the wet paint using the rubber at the end of the pencil, making sure you press down firmly. You can draw whatever you like, but this is going to be a truck. Start off at the front of the truck, add a window and a wheel. Then at the back of the truck, add 2 more wheels. Add some details and go over all the lines again. And when it's dry, you can see the shiny paper through the paint.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Isn't that effective? Doesn't this torn paper picture look brilliant? It's great fun to make and looks so good that you'll be able to frame it. You'll need coloured paper, coloured pencils and glue. First, rip a piece of paper into strips. You can use green like this for the grass. Why not make your rips nice and curvy, like this? Then, put one of the straight edges at the bottom, here. And stick the next strip on top of it, so that it overlaps like this. Now, stick the next strip on top again, so that it overlaps once more. Carry on until you've stuck all of your green strips together. Now, do it all again, but with another colour. You could use blue for the sky. Remember to make the strips nice and curvy. This time, make sure one of your straight edges is at the top. Then, stick it on top of the next strip so that it overlaps like this. Then, stick the next strip underneath so it overlaps again. Carry on until all the strips are stuck together. Then, stick the 2 parts of the picture together, with the blue part at the top. Now, turn it over. Look, there's the sky and the rolling hills. What a great looking landscape. And if you want to add some details, you can. How about a castle? And maybe a road. You could even add flowers as a finishing touch, like this. Doesn't it look amazing? The torn paper strips make it look as if the landscape is going off into the distance.
What a great way of making a really clever picture. Now all that's left to do is frame it.
And here's an idea that's great fun to do, and it's so good you'll be able to frame it. You'll need some white sticky PVA glue, some sticky backed plastic, some coloured tissue paper and a black felt tip pen. Add a bit of water to your PVA glue to make it nice and running. Then draw a picture onto a piece of paper with a black felt tip pen. Now cover your drawing with sticky backed plastic It's a good idea to start by sticking 2 corners first and then peel the backing off. If you find this hard, get an adult to help you. Now for the fun part. Cover the picture with glue. Then get some ripped up pieces of coloured tissue paper and place them down onto your picture anywhere you like. To make it really strong, you can cover it with another layer of glue. Leave it for at least a day and a night until it's dry. This looks good already, but you can finish it off by redrawing the black outline with your pen. And now, very carefully, peel off the picture from the sticky-bagged plastic. Why not stick this on a window so that the light shines through it? Doesn't it look fantastic?
What a great way of making a really clever picture. Now all that's left to do is frame it. Now take a look at this.
What a great picture of a kite. It's very easy to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some white paper, scissors, a glue stick, a black pen and different coloured tissue paper. Tear some long strips of green and yellow tissue paper. Glue them to the bottom of the paper, like this, to make grass. Then draw a kite shape on some more tissue paper. And cut it out. Glue the kite in the sky and decorate it by gluing on different coloured triangles. Now with a black pen, draw someone flying the kite. Don't forget to draw the kite string. Finally, cut long thin strips of tissue paper to make your kite tail. Glue them down like this so it looks like the kite is blowing in the wind.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Isn't that a great effect?
Now take a look at this.
This is a fantastic junk robot picture. It looks so good, you'll be able to frame it. You'll need some dark paper, different types of silver shiny paper, scissors, a glue stick, a pen, some glitter, fancy ribbon, and finally a star and some stickers. To make your junk robot picture, draw a rectangle shape on some silver paper and then cut it out. This is going to be your robot's body. Place it on the dark paper, which we will use as the background. Draw a head, hands and feet, and then carefully cut them out. Now that you've got your head shape, cut it in half to give your robot a big mouth, like this. Arrange the head, feet and hands roughly where you think they should go on the paper, but don't stick them down yet. You can make details for the robot's body out of shiny paper and make robot eyes by drawing on white stickers. To make the robot's arms and legs, take your ribbon, which you can twist to make a funny curly effect. And when you're happy with your robot, stick everything down. You can even add a star. Now to make your picture out of this world, put a circle of glue in the top corner and more along the bottom of the page. Add some lines to your star and then sprinkle some glitter all over the glue. Shake off the extra glitter and sweep it up. Look, the glitter has stuck to the glue, making a fantastic junk robot picture.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Very impressive. Now for something really special.
Look what I've just had sent to me. It's a parcel. Oh, how exciting. Now, it says here it's from Granny Maker. Oh, good old Granny. She always sends such great presents. Oh, what could it be? Maybe it's a book or a toy or a cake or... Oh, a huge multicoloured patterned jumper. Oh, well, I suppose I better try it on. Yes, it's a little on the large side. It's quite a strange design. It's got lots of different patterns all over it. And that gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try making a patchwork pattern using different types of colourful paper.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers, but I better take this jumper off first. I'll get too hot. Oh, that's better. Let's go. A piece of coloured paper and some scissors. A ruler, a pencil and a glue stick. And 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of coloured patterned paper. Whoa! Now, to make a patchwork pattern, like this one here, you need to get a piece of patterned paper and turn it over like this. Then get your ruler and lay it along the bottom edge like this. Now we're going to take a pencil and very carefully draw a line along the top of the ruler. Now this will give us a strip that's as wide as the ruler. Now take the ruler again and just sit it on top of that line that you've just drawn. And again, do the same. Draw a line. That will give us another strip. Yes, perfect. Now carry on drawing lines all the way to the top of the paper. Now we need to cut these strips out. But be careful, scissors are sharp. Ooh, hey. Then draw lines across your strips like this. Now these lines again need to be about as wide as your ruler. So if we sit the ruler on the bottom there, draw a line, this will give us a square. Great! Now carry on drawing lines all the way up the strip
And you're ready to cut these squares out.
and do the same on the other strips and, of course, your other pieces of coloured patterned paper. Now you should have 4 piles of different coloured and different patterned paper. Hey, let's move these over here and then take a piece of coloured paper and we're going to choose a square from a pile. How about, yes, this red one. We're going to glue it in the middle of the paper. There. Now we need to choose squares from a different pile and we're going to glue them around the edge of this first square. So that's here, here, here and here. It's looking good, but now we're going to choose squares from another pile and glue them around the edges here. Let's do the same now with our 4th pile of squares. Of course, we're sticking them all the way around the edge of our last colour.
You can make your patchwork pattern as big as you like. So,
let's start again with that first colour, which was the red square in the middle. Start laying them around the edge. Now, don't worry if you run out of space on the edges of your paper, like this. You can just leave a gap and carry on around the other side.
and when you're happy, glue it all down.
And there you have it, a brilliant patchwork pattern. Oh! And you could try using different types of patterned paper, like this. Or you could make a really big pattern. Ooh, with lots of different types of paper. It's up to you. You can make anything into a pattern, just like Granny Maker and her delightful knitted jumper. Wow! Right, here's what we're making today. It's a mouse finger puppet. Look at him, and he's eating cheese. again. To make a mouse finger puppet, you will need 2 pieces of mousy coloured card. One that's half a circle shape and one that's a small rectangle. You'll also need some scissors, some white stickers, and if you haven't got stickers, don't worry, you can cut some circles of white paper. We also need a pipe cleaner, a pen, and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this mouse finger puppet in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. OK, let's make it in a minute.
Stop the clock!
Let's go! The first thing to do is to get our half circle shape and roll it into a cone shape and stick it with some tape. Now, if this is a bit fiddly, you can ask an adult to help you. Then, make a pinch in the nose and very carefully, with your scissors, make a slit in the top, like that. Now, get the rectangle piece of paper, fold it in half, and very, very carefully cut an ear shape out. There we go.
Be careful!
Go. I'm being careful, don't worry. Then, these ears should just pop in the slit, like that. There we go. Right, now he needs 2 eyes. I'm going to put one eye there and one eye on the other side there. Here we go. Now he needs a tail.
Hurry up!
Right, let's stick the tail in the back there. There we go. The tail's in. And there you go. You've got yourself a little mouse puppet.
Time!
Phew, that was close. And if you've got more than a minute, you could add black dots for eyes, like that, and like that. And you can add different coloured bits of paper to make a different type of mouse. Hello, hello! Finger mouse puppets, made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll a half circle into a cone shape and stick it with tape. Snip a slit into it, like this. Then fold a rectangle of card. Cut out an ear shape. Unfold the ears and slot them into the slit. Stick on 2 sticky dots for eyes and a pipe cleaner tail, and you've got a mouse finger puppet.
Try making it in a minute.
This owl is made using wallpaper. It's fun to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You'll need wax crayons, cardboard, coloured paper, scissors, glue, a pen, and some wallpaper samples. Most people have scraps of wallpaper around the house, but you can pick up samples from almost any DIY shop. Ask an adult to help you find some. You'll need the patterned wallpaper with lumps and bumps on it, like this. First, draw a really simple picture on the back of your wallpaper. This is going to be an owl. Now, carefully cut out all of the different shapes that make up your picture, but try not to go over the lines. If you find anything hard to do, ask an adult to help you. When you've cut out all of your shapes, stick them down onto a big piece of cardboard. Leave a gap between each shape, like this. Then, cover your picture with another piece of paper and hold it in place. Now watch this. Because wallpaper is covered in lumpy patterns, something amazing happens when you rub over it with the side of a chunky wax crayon. Here come his eyes, his beak, and his wings. If you want, you can rub on different coloured crayons to make it look even better. Isn't that fantastic? A wallpaper rubbing of an owl. You can try any picture you like. How about a cat? Or even a dog. You can do anything you like, really.
What a great way of making a really clever picture. Now all that's left to do is frame it.
Wasn't that a clever idea?
Now take a look at this.
This watery fish picture is very easy to do, but looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need white paper, coloured felt tip pens, a paintbrush and some water. Start by drawing some green seaweed in the corners, some yellow sand at the bottom, and now draw and colour a fish in the middle. Then colour in the rest of the picture to make the sea. Now here's the magic part. Dip a paintbrush in water and brush over your pen drawing. Look how the colours start to run. Leave it until it's nearly dry and draw around the outline of your fish to finish your underwater picture.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Fantastic! Now take a look at this.
I'm just having a bit of a tidy up. I always pride myself on having a lovely, neat and tidy home. Woo! My tissue paper! And what was it that made that noise that made me jump?
Oh, look! It's an amazing aeroplane.
Wait a minute. Amazing aeroplanes and terrific tissue paper? That gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try making a perfect parachute mobile where you can be the skydiver.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on. Some coloured paper and a black pen. A ball of modelling clay, a sharp pencil and a paper or polystyrene bowl. Some sticky tape and some glue. Some wool and some tissue paper. And finally, a picture of yourself. Whoa! Now, to make your very own parachute mobile, complete with its own skydiver, like this handsome chap here, we have to start off by drawing a body shape on some coloured paper or card. First, draw a head shape. This one's going to have pointy hair, just like mine. Then draw two arms sticking up in the air. And two legs with boots on the end. Now we can cut this body shape out, but be careful, scissors are sharp. Then stick on thin strips of coloured paper like this onto the body shape. These are going to be the straps on the skydiver's suit. Stick them all on and trim off the extra bits. Now you're ready to turn your skydiver into anyone you want. Very carefully, cut just the head part of a photograph and stick it on top of your body on the head shape here. Now for the parachute. For that, we need to make a hole in the centre of our bowl about here. And for that, we're going to use a bowl of modelling clay and a sharp pencil. Now, if you put the modelling clay down first, put the bowl on top, and then very carefully push our pencil through the bowl into the clay, that makes a hole. Excellent. We need to make another 4 holes now. We're going to make one here, 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 and here. Now take 4 pieces of wool. These need to be the same length. There we go. And we're going to tie a big knot at the end of each piece. Now we need to carefully thread these pieces of wool through the holes at the edge of the bowl so the pieces hang underneath, like this. This is a little bit tricky, so you can always ask an adult to help you.
When you've threaded the wool through the holes in the edges, tie a knot in a longer piece of wool to go through the hole in the centre of the bowl. But this time, thread it the other way, like this.
So that this piece of wool can hold up your bowl. Now we need to cover the bowl with a piece of tissue paper. Any colour will do, you can decide, but I think this green will look good. Before we cover it though, we need to make another hole in the middle. So let's get our modelling clay and gently push the pencil through. Here we go, there's our hole, and this will help us thread our wool through. Great.
Make sure the wool pieces on the edges are pulled out.
And then we can wrap the tissue paper around and stick it into position with sticky tape. Next, we need to attach our skydiver to the parachute.
So, tape 2 bits of wool from one side of the bowl to the back of the nearest hand, and then do the same on the other side. And when it's finished, turn it over.
And now you can hang it up wherever you like. Brilliant!
And why not try some other ideas? You can skydive in your favourite outfit, like this one. Or why not try a rocket flying through space? Or even a skydiving elephant using a bigger bowl for its parachute.
And it gives me another fantastic idea. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! This is great fun! But I better get back home!
Hey! Who turned out the lights? Now, take a look at this.
It's a brilliant sunset picture made using paint and torn paper. It's very easy to do and makes a picture that looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need white and black paper, some red, orange and yellow paint and some glue. To make a sunset picture, start off by painting the top of the white paper in red paint. Now paint the middle of the paper in orange paint. It's okay if the colours mix in with each other, it's all part of the effect. Then paint the bottom of the paper in yellow paint. Doesn't it look lovely? Just like a sunset. Now leave it to dry. Here's the clever bit. Start tearing the black paper into shapes to go in front of your sunset. This is going to be a mountain. Let's stick it down with glue at the edge of the picture, like this. Let's make one for the other side. Right, here's the prickly bit. Tear some more black paper to look like a cactus to put in the middle of the picture. Stick that down as well. You can add anything you like, really. How about a rock? And some clouds. It's a beautiful sunset.
What a fantastic picture! Now all that's left to do is frame it.
I like making pictures out of all sorts of things. Here's a great idea that's easy to make, and it looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You'll need 2 different coloured pieces of paper, some glue and some scissors. Cut one of the sheets of paper in half. You can do this by folding it and cutting down the middle carefully. Put one half to one side, and with the other half, cut out a large triangle. Lay these pieces onto one side of the coloured paper. This is the clever bit. Flip the triangle over like this. Wow, that looks great! Now, if you want to make it look even better, you could cut a smaller triangle shape out of the big triangle. And do the same thing again. Flip it over like this. Then, glue it all into place. Doesn't that look fantastic? And it's so easy to do. You could try it with other shapes. Here's the same idea using rectangles and squares.
What a great way of making a really clever picture. Now all that's left to do is frame it.
Very impressive.
I'm just playing a game of Pass the Parcel. Here we go. Oh, the music started. Right, I have to keep passing the parcel to myself until the music... Yeah, that means I win! Hooray! No prize this time, just another layer of different coloured tissue paper. Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't you play the game with me? It'll be great fun. Yes? All right, brilliant. Get ready. Here we go. Start the music. Oh, the music stopped. That means I win. Right. Oh, I think it's the prize. It is. Oh, what a beautiful photo. Look at that. Isn't it lovely? Now, where am I going to put this, do you think? Oh, I know. Over here with all the others. Ah, lovely. Look at that. But now I've got to clear up all this leftover tissue paper. What am I going to do with all this? Yeah, I've got an idea. Let's try something.
Try turning your leftover tissue paper into a terrific, colourful pattern.
Let's make it! As well as our coloured tissue paper, we'll need some other things from the doodle drawers. A piece of white paper. A laughing cauliflower. No, we don't need you. Come here, that's it. In you go. A bowl and a sponge. And some water. Whoa! I'll put that down there. Now, to make your own tissue paper pattern, like this one here, you need to do it on some old paper, because this can get a bit messy. Now, take some pieces of coloured tissue paper and scrunch them into balls. You can make any size and shape that you like. There we go. Now I'm going to move these tissue paper balls to the side just for now, because we need to wet our paper all over with a sponge. Now pick up your balls of colourful tissue paper and arrange them over the damp paper. There, when you're happy with your pattern, add some more water with your sponge and you'll see the colour from the tissue paper start to run. There, and when it's nice and soggy, leave it to dry overnight. Good night. Morning! When your tissue paper is dry, get ready for some magic. Peel off the tissue paper balls, like that, and underneath is a fantastic, colourful pattern. It looks really good, where the ink from the tissue paper has run onto our paper. It's a great effect, and it looks fantastic just how it is, but you could use it for a card. Or even some wrapping paper for a bunch of flowers. Nice! Achoo! Oh, excuse me. Oh. I'm just putting the finishing touches to my aeroplane model. There we go. There! All finished. It's taken me ages to glue this together. And because I was using lots of gloopy glue, I made sure I put plenty of old paper down just in case I got it a mess. Yeah. Oh, no. How did that get there? And how did that get there? Oh. How did that get on there? And, hey, what's that? Ow. How did that get there? Oh, well, I suppose by using old paper, it doesn't really matter if it gets ripped up and torn into pieces. Plus, it gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try using torn up bits of paper to make this super city picture.
Let's make it! We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on. some coloured paper and a ruler. A glue stick. A black pen and a pencil. Some newspaper. Whoa! Now, to make a torn paper city picture, like this one here, find yourself a large piece of coloured paper.
And starting at the bottom of the paper, draw a large rectangle with a pencil.
Next, draw a tall, pointy triangle shape, about as tall as the rectangle. And how about 2 more rectangles? You don't have to be neat, and in fact, you can draw whatever shapes you like. You could even add a curved roof like this. Now for the tricky bit. We need to rip along all of these lines. But you can use a ruler to help you, like this. Place the ruler down alongside one of your pencil lines, hold the ruler down firmly, and then tear the paper against it. Put these pieces to one side for the moment, because we'll need those later, and then get yourself another piece of coloured paper. This darker shade will look rather good. Then let's grab a pencil and start drawing some more shapes. Now you can use a white pencil here if you like, because it really shows up the pencil lines. Just let your pencil go wherever it wants. And when you're happy with your buildings, tear them out as well. Put these pieces to one side as well and grab your last piece of paper. Now again, this works really well if it's an even darker shade. Now let's start drawing some more building shapes, but this time they're going to be joined up at the bottom of the page, and it's a great idea if the drawings are quite small. And when you're happy with your buildings, tear these out as well. Now get another piece of paper and very carefully place your biggest buildings at the back. Put your middle-sized buildings in the middle and the smallest buildings on top. There, very nice. Now we can get gluing. It's looking great already, but let's add something extra with some torn up pieces of newspaper. Just tear out little rectangles or squares for windows
And doors.
Tear as many pieces as you want and arrange them onto your buildings. Now all that's left to do is add some extra detail with a black pen. Just carry on until you're happy with your picture.
This one's going to have lots of windows.
It's a fabulous torn paper city. And there are some other ideas you could try too. A countryside scene. It's got rolling hills and torn paper flowers. Or even a beach with torn paper sailing boats and gentle torn waves. So you see, something great came out of me ripping up all that paper. I knew it would. Now, where did I put that model plane, eh? Oh! Now, take a look at this.
It's a fantastic windy picture. It's very easy to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some sheets of coloured tissue paper, a brown wax crayon, a black pen, some glue and 3 sheets of coloured paper. Start off by tearing a thick strip off the bottom of some light blue paper. Glue it on some dark blue paper, lining up the corners. Then tear out a sloping strip from some green paper. Make it a bit higher than your blue piece. Glue it to the bottom corner of your picture so it overlaps the light blue. Draw a tree with a brown wax crayon. It looks good if the branches are all leaning in one direction, as if they're being blown in the gusty wind. Outline the branches and the trunk in black pen. This makes it really stand out. To make leaves, fold some tissue paper in half like this. Carefully cut out a small curved shape along the folded line. Open it up and you've made yourself a leaf. Make lots of different sizes and colours. Place the smallest leaves closest to the tree and the bigger leaves further away. When you're happy, glue them all down. What a great windy picture! Why don't you try it? It will blow you away.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
I like making pictures out of all sorts of things.
Now take a look at this.
What a brilliant rainbow pastel picture. It's great fun to make and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need coloured card, chalk pastels, scissors, a black pen, a glue stick and white stickers. Draw large wavy lines on one half of a piece of coloured card with chalk pastels like this. Then on the other side of the card, draw more lines, but in a different pattern. Now draw a big fish on one pattern and a baby fish on the other, and cut them out. Stick on white stickers for eyes, then add details with a black pen. Next, draw some seaweed with a green coloured pastel onto some sea-coloured card. Now glue both your fish onto your background. And you've made a fantastic, brightly coloured underwater scene.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Isn't that effective? It makes me think of the sea.
Now take a look at this.
What a brilliant tissue paper snail! It's very easy to make and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need coloured card, tissue paper, PVA gloopy glue, a pen, a paintbrush, scissors and some googly eyes. Use lots of different colours of tissue paper and scrunch it into little balls. Then use a pen to draw a picture. This is going to be a snail. Cover the snail's body with gloopy glue. And stick tissue paper balls all over it. Now cover the snail's shell with glue. Use different coloured tissue paper balls and stick them around the shell in a spiral shape. Then fill in the spaces on the rest of the shell in another colour of tissue paper. Cut out a mouth shape from some card and stick it down. Finally, glue on 2 googly eyes to finish your snail. Doesn't that look fantastic?
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Very impressive.
It's brilliant when friends pop up out of nowhere to surprise you. I know just what you mean, Mr. Maker. Me too. Ooh, and having all these Mr. Makers pop up at once gives us a great idea. Let's try something.
Try making a pop-up picture that will surprise your friends when they open it.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some thick paper or some thin card. Some coloured pens and a pencil. A ruler and some scissors. And a glue stick. Oh! Now, to make a pop-up picture like this one here, first we need to fold a thick piece of paper or a thin piece of card in half. And then just pop it to one side and get another piece of card. I put my ruler on the bottom of the page and then draw across that. That should be just about right. Now, you can draw whatever you want to pop up on top of this line. You can choose whatever you like. But as it's nearly my birthday, I'm going to draw a cake. Yeah, ooh, yummy. So let's draw a cake shape on this line. Let's draw the bottom of the cake like this. And it's got a bit of a wiggly line on top of it, like that, because of course, that's the cake's filling, the jam. And then, of course, another layer of sponge. You've got to have another layer of sponge, haven't you? There it goes on top, like that. And this has got a wobbly line on top of it as well, because this is the top of the cake, which is the icing. Oh, yeah. There we go. Let's put plenty of icing on. Let's put some candles on top of the cake. Let's put the cake on a plate. And then put the whole thing on a tabletop. I need my ruler for this bit. Draw a line on that side, and then a line on the other side as well. So our cake is on a table. And when you're happy with your picture, you can start colouring it in. Now we need to cut our cake out along the top edge of the table and around the outside of the cake. But be careful when you do this, because scissors are sharp. Careful! Now we're going to fold our cake shape in half, like this. Over it goes. And if we open it up, we get a fold line there. Nice. Now, very carefully with our scissors, we need to make a little snip up from the bottom along that line, just a little one. And then if we turn the cake over, we can make some flaps by folding up here and here. Now we can stick our cake into our card that we folded earlier by gluing along these flaps. Open up the card and then stick the cake into the card by putting it in its pop-up position and lining up the folds together like that. And if you then close the card, it'll all stick into place. And when it's dry, you can open it up and ta-da! It's a pop-up picture. Fantastic! There are lots of other ideas you can try too. You could do a boat picture, sailing on a wavy sea. Or maybe even a crazy monster picture with a funny face and lots of teeth. Pop-up pictures, perfect for when you want something to pop up and surprise you. Exactly. Do you know, I couldn't have put that any better myself.
This is a great fish tank picture. It's easy to do, but looks so good that you'll want to frame it. To make it, you'll need a big piece of sticky back plastic, some coloured paper, tissue paper, and a felt tip pen. Take the sticky back plastic and put it down shiny side up. Fold it over, making the top side shorter than the bit underneath, like this. Now, peel off the backing from the top side to leave it nice and sticky. You may need to get an adult to do this, as it's a bit tricky. Then, make some fish to go in your fish tank. Draw some fish onto orange paper, or any coloured paper you like. Now take some scissors and carefully cut them out. Be careful because scissors are sharp. Stick these slippery rascals onto the sticky plastic. And how about some seaweed? Tear some green tissue paper into strips like this. You don't have to be neat. And scrunch it up. Then place it near the crease of the sticky back plastic. What's missing? How about adding some rocks and sand? Rip yellow paper to make the sand, and brown paper to make some rocks, and stick it all into place. Peel off the rest of the backing and gently flip it over and lay it on top of your fish. This can be a bit tricky, so you might need to get an adult to help you. You'll see that there's a sticky strip along the top. You can use this to stick your fish tank anywhere, on a window, on a door, or even on a piece of coloured card. It's your very own sticky back plastic fish tank. Why don't you have a go?
What a great way of making a really clever picture. Now all that's left to do is frame it.
What a wonderful watery picture. That's reminded me I need to...
Sorry about all the mess. I'm trying to draw a picture of my great auntie Mavis Maker, the prize-winning singer. Yeah, but I keep getting it wrong. No, that's not right either. Oh dear. Yeah, I seem to have created a bit of a mountain of scrunched paper. But don't worry, it'll get reused for something. Right, come on then, I'm going to give it one more go. Come on, Auntie Mavis, give me some inspiration. Yodelay. Hold on, everyone. Oh dear. But wait a minute, this has given me a great idea. Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on. Some coloured paper and some white paper too. A small piece of sponge. A glue stick. Some white paint. And some scissors. Phew. Whoa. Now, to make a scrunched up picture, like this one here, first scrunch up 2 pieces of paper really tightly. One light blue and one dark blue. Now unwrap them. And to highlight the creases in the paper, dip a sponge into white paint.
And gently brush across the paper, making sure you go all the way to the edges.
And when it's dry, take the light blue paper and cut out a mountain. But be careful, because scissors are sharp. Now, to cut an easy mountain shape, simply cut upwards, and then downwards, and then upwards again, to make little triangle shapes. Now do the same on the dark blue paper, but start lower down the page. Next, stick the light blue mountain onto another piece of coloured paper. And stick the dark blue mountain on top. Now take a piece of white paper and tear out a rough rectangle shape like this. Now stick this to the bottom of the picture, making sure that the ripped edge is at the top. There! What a fantastic snowy mountain scene. Now all it needs are some fir trees and a log cabin. Tear out some triangles, squares and rectangles from some brown paper and some smaller pieces for the details. Now arrange all the pieces however you want. This is the log cabin. Now, very carefully, cut 3 more triangles out of green paper. And add 3 small squares of brown paper to make the trees. There! Now stick everything down with glue. fantastic scrunched paper pictures. And there are lots of other ideas you could try too.
How about a volcano? It's made by scrunching red paper and rubbing grey paint over the scrunches. Or a surf picture. It's made by scrunching light blue, dark blue and green paper, then cutting out wave shapes and sticking a surfer on top.
So why don't you try making your own picture with scrunched up paper? Oh, come on! Oh, hello there. Oh, it's freezing outside today. Oh no, I've left the window open. Wow, look at the snow. Ah, aren't snowflakes great? This has given me an idea. Let's try something.
A brilliant colour pattern that's made using a paper snowflake.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some coloured paint. Some paper. Some pieces of sponge. And some scissors. Woo! Now, to make a pattern with a snowflake like this one here, first fold a square of paper in half, and then in half again, and then fold one corner over to the other to make a triangle. Now get your scissors, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Yeah. Now we're going to cut one of the corners off here in a curve shape like this. Now we're going to cut shapes out of the two straight sides here. Now you can pick any shape you want, but I think I'm going to do a triangle first. Here we go, triangle coming up. Now the most important thing to remember is to leave space between your shapes, like this. I'm going to do a curve shape now, I think. Why not? There we go. Now I think we need one more shape over here, and I'm going to do another triangle. There we go. Now, if we unfold our paper shape, we should have, there, a paper snowflake. Lay your snowflake shape onto your paper, like that, and then using a paintbrush or a piece of sponge, dab some paint over the holes. And then, when you're done, leave it to dry for a couple of minutes, which will give you time to do whatever you want for a couple of minutes. Oh, that was a quick couple of minutes.
Ready to paint!
Oh, thank you. Now, let's do the same again, but this time, twist the snowflake round a bit, like that, and dab on a different colour paint. And then, when you're done, leave it to dry for a couple of minutes, which gives you time to do whatever you want for a couple of minutes. Oh, that was a quick couple of minutes.
Ready to paint! Again!
Thank you. Again. Now do the same again. Give it a twist. Like that. And dab on a different colour. All done. Now let's take the snowflake away. It looks marvellous. What a pattern. And you can try cutting other shapes into your folded paper too, like this. This one's got bigger triangles and diamond shapes. This one's got small sausage shapes in it.
And this one's got diamond and petal shapes.
Now, take a look at this.
This is a ghostly picture. It's easy to do and looks so good that you'll be able to frame it. You will need some dark coloured card, tracing paper, glue, a pencil, a pen and some chalk pastels. Start off by drawing a thick pastel line across the coloured card. This is going to be a spooky hill. Then smudge the line with your fingers. This gives a great misty effect, but it's a little bit messy, so wash your hands afterwards. Take the pink chalk pastel and draw another line. Smudge the pink upwards, and it's like there's a spooky glow behind the hill. Then draw an old tree on top of the hill with the black chalk pastel. Now it's time to make your ghost. Place the tracing paper over the top of your picture and you can still see your picture underneath. Next, draw a spooky ghost shape with your pencil. Don't forget to colour in the ghost's eyes and mouth with a black pen. Then, carefully tear the ghost out. Glue your ghost anywhere you like on the page. Let's make this one float right here. There, what a ghostly looking picture. Why don't you try it, if you dare?
What a brilliant picture. Why don't you have a go? And then, frame it.
Wow, what a fantastic picture. I like making pictures out of all sorts of things.
I'm just filling up my drawers. You can never have too much making stuff. It's great for making lots of things. Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank goodness for that. There, that's that done. Oh no, my drawers are full to bursting point. Oh, springs. That's interesting, and it gives me an idea. Let's try something. Try making paper springs to create a fantastic springing picture. Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. 2 long thin strips of paper. A glue stick. Some coloured paper. And some scissors. Ooh. To make your spring picture, like this one here, you need to get your 2 long thin strips of paper. Now these strips need to be exactly the same size. So you might want to ask an adult to help you cut these out. Then get your glue and put some on the end of one of your strips. Like that. And then stick your strips together in this shape. A big L shape. Now, fold one strip over the top of the other, like that. And then fold this strip over the top of the other one, like that. And then again, fold this strip over the top of that one. And again, fold this strip over on top of that one. And carry on until you reach the end. Then stick it with your glue stick. There, a springy paper spring. Now you can use different coloured paper to make different coloured springs. And why not turn your spring into something? Draw a face. And cut it out, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Then stick your face onto the end of your spring. get yourself a worm. Hello, Mr. Worm. Hello. Oh. Now get a piece of paper and draw a bird shape. Kind of like a big egg with two wings. And then carefully cut it out. Now get some white circles and draw on black dots for eyes. And for the beak, you'll need a triangle of orange paper. Stick your eyes, your beak, and of course, your springy worm to your bird. Look, the spring has become the bird's springy worm. So why don't you spring into action and use springs to make a great picture? Oh, sorry. Again, I'm just looking for some inspiration for our first make of the day. Now, what to make, eh? I know. Why don't we look outside and see if that will give us any ideas? Right. Let's see what the weather's got in store for us. Wow, look! Beautiful sunshine. In fact, the sun's so bright. Whew, I think I better close the curtains again. There, won't need these anymore. Oh, let's go again. Whoa! Oh no, that's much worse! Whoa! Oh, that's no good. I'll have to close the curtains again. Phew, that's much better. But hang on, hold on to your horses. These curtains have given me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try making a fantastic folded stretchy picture.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on, you lot. Some brightly coloured paper. A glue stick. And a silver pen and a black pen. Whoa! Now, to make a stretchy picture like this terrific lorry here, we first need to draw the front of the lorry. Let's start with the wheel. Now, it's a good idea to draw round something that's round, like this plastic cup. There! As well as our wheel, our lorry needs a bumper, a window, and a bit of a sloping rectangle shape for the rest of the front of the lorry. Let's draw it! Now let's draw the back of the lorry. It's another sort of rectangle shape with a wheel and a bumper at the bottom of it. Now let's cut the front and the back of our lorry out, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Doesn't it look great? Now to make the middle part of the lorry, which is this folded stretchy bit here that looks a bit like a paper fan. Now to make that, we need to take a rectangle shaped piece of paper and fold over one edge like this, and then fold it back the other way like that, and keep going for the whole length of the paper. It's all folded, and look how it stretches. Fantastic! Now we can stick the front of our lorry and the back of our lorry to it. There! Doesn't it look great? How about a few finishing touches with a black pen and a silver pen? And then it's finished! A fantastic, stretchy picture. But you don't have to do a lorry. No, you can turn anything into a stretchy picture by drawing different things at the front and the back. How about a stretchy train with an engine at the front and a carriage at the back? Or even a stretchy caterpillar with a head at one end and a tail at the other. I rather like the lorry myself. It looked just like the real thing. Ooh. Bye, stretchy lorry. Have a nice trip. Now, take a look at this.
This is a really simple way to turn any picture into a winter picture. It's very easy to make, but looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some dark blue paper, PVA glue, paintbrushes, coloured paint and a black pen. To make your winter picture, start by drawing the edge of the ground onto the blue paper using a black pen. Then add the outline of a house. You could add a fence and maybe a tree. It's time to add some colour. Let's use yellow and red for the house and green and brown for the garden. Now add white paint with a small paintbrush wherever snow would fall. The top of the roof, along the edge of the windows, on the fence, and on top of the tree. Don't forget the grass. Let's dab some falling snow in the background. And there you have it. A beautiful winter picture.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Isn't that effective? Now for something really special.
I'm having a bit of trouble with my paint. It's completely stuck in the bottle. One more try. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoops! Oh well, not to worry. This giant splat has given me a great idea. Let's try something. Turn splats, dribbles, plops and dollops into hilarious splat monsters. Let's make it! We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some coloured paper. Some tubes or containers of runny paint. And a black felt tip pen. Whoa! Now to make a splat monster, like this one here, get yourself a piece of paper and some paint and squeeze it over the page like this. It looks like a splat. Splat all over the paper. Now try some dribbles. Get yourself a new piece of paper, some paint, and start dribbling. Dribble all over your card. Now try some splodges. Get yourself a new piece of paper and some paint and start splodging. All over the card. And now leave all your pictures to dry. When all the paint's dry, choose your favourite pattern. I like splats. And now, draw yourself a monster. Make it as silly as you like. It could have 5 legs, 2 heads, suckers for feet or tentacles for arms. Go wild! But don't draw the eyes yet. For these, get 2 white circles and draw on black dots. Now stick them onto your monster. Let's give him some eyebrows. There, he's ready to cut out. Let's do that, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Ooh. Looking good, hey? Oh. There. Great. And you can try making lots of different monsters using all of your different patterns. It's a dribble monster with teeth. It's a splodge monster with 3 eyes. Lots of splat monsters. And the great thing about them is that they're not real monsters, because there's no such thing. Oh, I spoke too soon. Again, I'm doing a spot of gardening. I'm just pruning my hedge. There! What do you think? It's looking good already, but it's not quite finished. Let's try again. There we go. Look, it's a beautiful bird. Oh, fantastic. Oh dear, but look at all the mess I've made with all that snipping. I tell you what though, it gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try using snipped up paper to make a fantastic picture.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some coloured paper. Some glue. And some scissors. Whoa! Now to make a snipped picture, like this one here, take some pieces of coloured paper and cut them into large triangles. But be careful, because scissors are sharp. Yeah.
Cut out lots of long, thin triangles in different sizes and colours.
And when you're happy with all of your snipped pieces... Ooh, are you happy with all of your snipped pieces, Mr. Maker? Yes, I'm happy with all of my snipped pieces, Mr. Maker. Great! Then you'll need a piece of coloured paper like this for your background. Now you can choose whatever colour you like and then stick all of your pieces down with glue. Now it looks really good if you stick all of the pieces pointing towards the middle. Now remember to start at the bottom of your picture with the biggest triangles and then build your picture up, leaving the smallest triangles on top. And when it's finished, it looks like this. Doesn't it look great? A clever picture made out of snipped paper. And there are lots of other patterns you could try too. Using lots and lots of different colours. You can even point the triangles the other way if you like. Fantastic snipped pictures inspired by the super snipping of my amazing hedge here. Hey, what a masterpiece. That's not to be sneezed at. Oh, well, I suppose I'll just have to wait for it to grow back. Oh, dear. Now, take a look at this.
This African sunset picture is great fun to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need white paper, red paint, a paintbrush, a spoon, black and yellow oil pastels and water. Start by folding a piece of paper in half. Now draw a picture in oil pastels above the folded line of the paper. Draw the ground with a black oil pastel and then add a tree. As we're in Africa, let's draw 2 giraffes. For each one, draw a small head, a long neck, a body and 4 legs. Then draw the sun with a yellow oil pastel. Now for the really clever bit. We're going to make the bottom half of the picture look like a lake. First, fold the paper in half and then scrape along the back of it with a spoon. Unfold the paper to reveal a reflection of your drawing. Then choose a sunset-coloured paint like red and add water to it to make a watery mixture. Cover your picture with the mixture, making the top half slightly darker than the bottom half. It's a beautiful African sunset, and the great thing is you only have to draw half of it.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Isn't that effective? I like making art out of all sorts of things.
Hey, it's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. A cup nose. Oh, and I knows this is going to be a good make because it looks like a dog's nose. Now, to make this, you will need a pair of scissors, a sharp pencil, a black pen, 2 pieces of wool, a ball of modelling clay, a fluffy pom-pom, a paper cup, some card and a glue stick. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, I think I can do it, but I'm going to have to move very, very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Get the paper cup and a ball of modelling clay and a sharp pencil and make a hole either side like that. There's one hole.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, don't you worry, Toki. And a hole on the other side like that. And then we're going to get our pieces of wool and poke those through, one through that side, like that. Come on, through you go. There we go. That's it. And I'm going to tie a knot here, like that. That's on one side, and then tie a knot on the other side.
Halfway there!
Halfway already? Goodness me. Just tie a knot here. There we go. Right, now get some glue. Put that on top and put the pom-pom on top there. There, that's that done. Now we're going to draw a tongue on a piece of card, like that. And then very carefully cut it out. Oh, gotta be quick. There we go, round we go. And then I can glue this on to our dog cup. I did it!
Only just!
But if you've got more than a minute, you can paint and decorate your cup nose however you like. Oh, I painted this one in brown, just like a dog's nose. Oh, and look at this one here. It's painted like a stripy tiger's nose. Ooh. Or how about a mouse with whiskers and a pink nose? Ooh. Cup noses made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Carefully make 2 holes in the sides of a paper cup with a pencil. Push wool through the holes and tie a knot. Glue a pom-pom onto the top of the cup. Draw a tongue on red paper, cut it out and stick it onto the cup, and your paper cup nose is ready.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute? Now, take a look at this.
This brilliant sky picture is made by printing with a sponge and using lots of coloured wrapping paper. It's great fun to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need some card, a sponge, light blue paint, scissors, a pencil, wrapping paper and some corrugated card. Start by drawing 3 cloud shapes on a piece of card and carefully cut them out. Stick the clouds onto white card with sticky tack. Then sponge blue paint all over the card, making sure you go over the edges of the cloud shapes. Now remove the cloud shapes to reveal a lovely sky. Next, draw 3 different sized balloon shapes on different coloured wrapping paper. Then carefully cut them out. To make the baskets, cut 3 different sized rectangles out of corrugated card. Now glue down the balloons with their baskets underneath. And join them together with a black pen. You can even add some birds in the sky, like this. Isn't that a great effect? Hot air balloons floating on a lovely day.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
Doesn't that look good? I like making pictures out of all sorts of things. So,
now take a look at this.
What a brilliant lighthouse picture. It's great fun to do and looks so good you'll be able to frame it. You will need white card, coloured tissue paper, gloopy PVA glue, a paintbrush, a black pen and a pencil. First, draw a picture with a pencil. This is going to be a lighthouse on some rocks in a stormy sea. Use a paintbrush to fill in your drawing with PVA glue. Try and be as neat as you can. Now colour in your picture by placing the tissue paper onto the wet glue, like this. Don't worry if you go over the lines, it all adds to the effect. Then paint more glue over the top and leave it to dry. Finally, add details with a black pen. It's a wonderful lighthouse.
What a brilliant picture! Why don't you have a go? And then frame it!
There you are, another bright idea.
Could be. There's a parcel for me. Wow, it's a huge present. How exciting. Let's unwrap it. It's a grape. Oh, there's a note with it. Hello, I hope you're well. I was eating a lovely bunch of grapes and I thought you might like one. Lots of love, Auntie Mildred. Oh well, thanks Auntie Mildred. Very nice, but I think you might have used too much wrapping paper. Still, all this wrapping paper gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try making a brilliant, brightly coloured wrapping paper picture.
Let's make it! As well as some wrapping paper, we'll need some other things from the doodle drawers. Some white stickers. Some coloured paper. A pen and a ruler. And some glue and some scissors. Woo! Right, now to make a brilliant coloured wrapping paper picture, like this one here. First, get yourself a piece of brightly coloured paper. Now, this can be whatever colour you like, but I think this orange will look good because this is going to be our background. Then, take a different colour piece of paper and cut a strip to run across the bottom like this. Now be very careful because scissors are sharp. Glue it into place. There, lovely. Now let's put a sun in the sky. And for that, we need to draw round something that's round, like the outside of a paper cup. Let's cut it out very carefully. There's our sun, so let's glue it in position. There! Now for the fun bit. Let's get some scraps of coloured wrapping paper. And we can draw whatever we want onto it.
This is going to be an elephant.
Let's start with a curvy body and a long trunk, 4 legs, and of course a funny tail. And we can draw the ears on a different scrap of wrapping paper. This will make our elephant look really colourful. Now let's cut all of our elephant parts out. Now you can glue your elephant down onto the background paper. Now we can give our elephant some eyes with white stickers. Make these eyes really stand out by getting a black pen and putting a dot in the middle for a pupil and giving them a nice outline.
And you can add something else to the picture.
Let's add a brightly coloured mouse. So let's grab some other scraps of wrapping paper
In different colours and draw a teardrop shape for the mouse's body.
There we go. And now let's draw the ears and the tail on a completely different coloured paper. There's one ear, 2 ears, and a tail. Now let's carefully cut out all of our mouse parts.
Then glue the mouse onto your picture.
Add a white sticker for its eye. And again, with your black pen, add a pupil in the middle and draw around the outline. There! Doesn't it look fantastic? And the great thing is that you can use all sorts of different wrapping paper to create all sorts of different hilarious pictures. The brighter the better. Take a look at these. This is a cuddly cat sitting on a cosy cushion with a little spotty bird. Or how about this tall, stripy dog and his sausage dog friend? They're all great ideas, but I think the elephant and mouse picture is my favourite. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Elephant, wait! Come back! It's only a mouse. Again, I'm just drawing around this mug to make a cool pattern. Let's have a look. Oh, very nice. It's great fun drawing around things. Let's find something else. Now I'm looking for a real challenge, something that I've not drawn round before. Aha! Here's my dinosaur toy. Very cool, but I've already drawn round this. Here's my pasta jar. Now this is great to draw round. I know that because I've already drawn round it. Yeah. Oh, look! Here's my mirror. Now this is great, but I've already drawn round that as well. Wait a minute. I've drawn round the mirror, but I haven't drawn round what's inside the mirror. Me! And that gives me a great idea. Let's try something.
Try turning yourself into a full-size pirate by drawing around your body. Ha ha ha!
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on. A large sheet or roll of paper. A pencil and some sticky tape. A thick black pen. And some paints. Now, to turn yourself into whatever you want, like this fantastic Mr. Maker-sized pirate here, start off by laying down your paper. Now, you might want to stick a few bits of paper together to make sure that it's big enough, or you could use a roll of old wallpaper. Either way, use some sticky tape to stick it down. Now you have to ask a friend to draw around you. Come on, magic pencil, there's work to do. Now lie down on the paper, making sure that you keep all of your arms and legs inside. Thanks, Magic Pencil! When you've got your pencil line drawn around your whole body, jump up again. Now you can turn yourself into whatever you like.
But this is going to be a pirate. Aha!
Now you might find this easier to do if you stick your picture up on a wall with some sticky tack, but make sure you ask permission first from an adult. Oh! Now take a black pen and start to draw a pirate using your outline as a guide. How about a spotty headscarf? Don't worry if you draw over your pencil lines, you're going to rub them out later anyway. There. And pirates always have one patch over an eye. Fill in the rest of the face with scraggy hair and an earring. We could also add a nice pirate's top. How about drawing on a pirate's hook?
Remember, don't worry about the pencil lines underneath. They're just there as a guide for us. So there's going to be a hook where there once was a hand.
Now some trousers, and on one foot a nice black boot, and on the other a pirate's peg leg. Wow! Fantastic! Now we can paint it. But remember to rub out all of the pencil lines that you don't need first. How about painting your pirate with a red and white stripy top, a black and white spotty headscarf, and some blue trousers? Ooh. And when you've painted the whole thing and it's dry, you can cut it out. But be careful, scissors are sharp. Wow, fantastic! Your very own pirate! Ha, me hearties! And remember, you can turn yourself into absolutely anything. Ooh, this picture of me as a spaceman is out of this world. Ooh, and look at this! It's me as a brilliant and quite beautiful ballerina. I think I look rather good, actually. I'd be a great ballerina. Watch! Ooh. Oh, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Here's what we're making today. A flying saucer from outer space. Yes, and to make a flying saucer, you will need some sticky tape, some glue, a brush, a fluffy pom-pom, a paper bowl, a paper plate, a clear plastic tub, and a piece of wool. We'll also need some googly eyes, and you can get those from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, my feathered friend, we're about to find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, let's get our bowl and put on lots of gloopy PVA glue. We're going to put all around the edge here. Going to put on plenty, because that's going to help us stick it to our paper plate. Here we go, we're going to turn the bowl upside down like that, and then stick it on. That's going to make our spaceship. Now we get our pom-pom, dip that in the glue as well, and then glue that on top. And then we need to get our googly eyes and stick those on. Now our alien's going to have 3 eyes. There's 1, there's 2, and here's the 3rd alien eye. Oh, I've got to hurry up. There we go, there's his 3rd eye. Stick that down a bit more. Now get some glue on this. This is our tub, that goes on top. And then we stick the bit of wool on top of that. I've done it!
Nice alien.
That was close, but I made a flying saucer in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint and decorate your flying saucer however you like.
You could paint it silver, add coloured stickers and make it stand out with a black pen. Or why not make a really big flying saucer for lots of aliens using a bigger plate and a bigger bowl?
A flying saucer made in a minute. Why don't you try it? here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue round the edge of a paper bowl and stick it to a paper plate. Glue on a pom-pom and stick on googly eyes. Then glue a plastic tub on top of your pom-pom. And finally tape wool to the top of the tub to complete your flying saucer.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?